Marcus Aurelius, a esteemed Roman emperor, philosopher, king, and military commander, wrote in his 180 book Meditations, "The true worth of a man is to be measured by the objects he pursues." While almost every man attempts to test their worth, few choose to temper themselves through service towards one's country. I'll discuss the career path of becoming a commissioned officer in the United States Army and the immediate role as an infantry platoon leader, as well as describing the qualities of a good officer and the responsibilities which come with leadership positions as a commissioned officer in the Army. This information is relevant to not just aspiring soldiers, but also the average American citizen, so that they may assess where all their tax dollars are going to. All the fundamentals of basic leadership can also be applied to almost any field outside of the Army. The United States Army values its leaders and invests in personal development to maintain and improve the welfare of its soldiers and the mission readiness. In this presentation, I'll detail how the most common path to become a commissioned officer, what that is, the qualities of a good officer, and the responsibilities included with career succession. To become an officer in the Army, a cadet must earn a commission through one of the three pipelines. Travis Allen, a special operations operator, wrote in a 2017 article in SOFREP that Officer Candidate School and the Reserve Officer Training Corps, as well as the United States Military Academy at West Point, are three of the main commissioning sources. ROTC is the most common commissioning source and is actually something that I'm in right now, something cadets do simultaneously while they're going through college. You have to be 19 years old and have at least a bachelor's degree in good academic standing to be eligible for a commission. Commissioned officers are then assigned to one of 22 branches based upon performance and preference. I have the goal of becoming an infantry officer. Newly minted second lieutenants are given assignments and branches based upon their performance during their commissioning program in an order of merit list. The Order of Merit List, or OML, is the score given from the culmination of academics, extracurricular leadership activities, and physical performance. This ensures that the cadet puts forth effort into developing themselves through getting involved with things that interest them. Order of Merit dictates preference for active duty, branch selection, and duty selection. This is important because the performance directly correlates to your role as an officer. As a junior officer, you're immediately put in charge of a platoon of about 50 people. Leadership is something which you are put on too early and develops with time and experience. Leadership must have the rectitude to take care of their men, handle and receive criticism, communicate effectively, and learn from the mistakes of themselves and others. I received invaluable advice from ROTC instructor First Lieutenant Christian Sanchez on February 15, 2021, when I conducted an interpersonal interview about the performance of junior officers. He said, "Seek out the advice from senior lieutenants and the first sergeant. You cannot be the best platoon leader if the other platoons are not performing well. It is important to work as a team, especially with other platoon leaders and platoon sergeants. Communication and teamwork are two pillars of effective leadership and monumental for the achievement of any task. It is an emphasized idiom within the Army, and something my instructor commonly says in our class is that bros get goes, and that the success of your subordinates and peers is just as equal to personal success. Success goes around." General Norman Schwarzkopf delivered the refined quote not long after the Gulf War in 1991 during an interview with CBS. "Leadership is a potent combination of strategy and character, but if you have to be without one, be without the strategy." This reveals how important character is, as it serves as a foundation of leadership. Rectitude requires character, compassion, and moral integrity, making it one of the most important qualities of an officer and any leader. Unlike other branches, infantry officers are more of they don't really have a technical specialty, but instead they're focused on directing and achieving objectives. They're more focused on leadership. Career progression as an officer, you're in charge of more and more troops as time goes on. First, you start out with 50 at a platoon level, 15 to 50, and then you're going up even to a division level as a general officer, which would have about 10,000 troops. So you have to be proficient, you have to be compassionate, you have to actually care about your troops. And so commissioned officers should be expected to cultivate and scale their troop leading procedures as they rise to those higher echelons of leadership. So in conclusion, the United States Army is rather straightforward in regards to its infrastructure and ability to conduct a mission, but the mettle is tested when it comes down to an individual's role in the execution. The Army is all about developing its leaders, personal development, personal growth. It's pertinent that officers listen to the subordinates and their peers that they're working with so they can have long-term success. The path to becoming an officer, worth of an officer, and responsibilities added via career extension stress the importance of that leadership and how effective communication and teamwork contributes to any completed goal. I believe that military takes stride in the personal development of the soldiers, and while not every American is getting into armed conflict with the enemy, I believe the Army serves as a good tool to temper the iron and mold better humans.